Today's video dives into the latest updates from the worlds of technology, electric vehicles, and Tesla, covering a wide range of developments that could have a meaningful impact on consumers and the industry as a whole. From new Tesla software, features debuting in China, to shifting lease prices on popular models, major EV policy changes in Canada, and fresh trademark filings that hint at long-awaited vehicle launches, there is a lot to unpack. We also briefly touch on broader tech news, including upcoming smartphone releases, and wrap everything together with a look at where Tesla seems to be heading next. To start, Tesla continues to prove that it is, at its core, a software-driven company. One of the most interesting trends we've seen over the past few years is how China has become a primary testing ground for new Tesla features. Because China is such a massive and strategically important market, Tesla often rolls out hardware and software updates there before bringing them to other regions. This time, the spotlight is on a brand new voice assistant feature that Chinese Tesla owners are beginning to receive. This new system introduces a "Hey Tesla" wake word, allowing drivers and passengers to activate voice commands completely hands-free, without needing to press the steering wheel scroll button. That alone is a notable quality of life improvement, especially for drivers who want to keep both hands on the wheel at all times. What really makes this feature stand out, though, is its spatial awareness. The system can identify which passenger is speaking and perform seat-specific actions. For example, if the driver asks to adjust the temperature, it can apply that change only to the driver's side, while a passenger can separately control their own climate settings. Even more impressive is the assistant's ability to handle multi-turn conversations. Instead of treating each voice command as an isolated request, the system can remember context from previous commands. This allows for more natural conversational interactions, similar to what users are already accustomed to with modern smart speakers and smartphone assistants. Under the hood, this capability is powered by a new local large language model, which improves both accuracy and natural language understanding while keeping processing on-device. At the moment, this feature is part of Tesla's software version, the 1st of April 2026, and is exclusive to the Chinese market. Tesla has not provided a specific timeline for when, or even if, this "Hey Tesla" wake word will arrive in North America or Europe. However, given Tesla's long-term push to enhance the in-car experience, it seems likely that this functionality will eventually expand to other regions. The broader goal appears to be turning Tesla vehicles into something closer to a rolling, smart assistant, blending the capabilities of a smart speaker with those of a modern smartphone. This development is particularly interesting when you consider Tesla's recent integration of Grok into its vehicles. While Grok can currently perform some basic vehicle-related tasks, it lacks a dedicated wake word. It's not hard to imagine Tesla eventually combining these systems, resulting in a more powerful and cohesive voice assistant experience for drivers outside of China. On the software front, there is also renewed discussion around Apple CarPlay integration. For years, Tesla has resisted adding CarPlay support, preferring to maintain full control over its own user interface and ecosystem. Many Tesla owners have been fine with this approach, but others, especially those coming from other brands, have long wished for at least the option to use CarPlay. Recently, back-end code discoveries suggest that Tesla is still actively developing a solution. Rather than allowing CarPlay to take over the entire screen as it does in many other vehicles, Tesla's approach appears to involve a projected version of CarPlay that would run as an app window within Tesla's existing interface. This would allow Apple Maps, iMessage, and third-party music apps to coexist with Tesla's native software, rather than replacing it entirely. While this feature was rumored to arrive toward the end of last year, no official release date has been confirmed. There is also speculation that CarPlay support could debut alongside a major software overhaul, similar to what Tesla did with its V13 interface update. It's possible that this feature may be limited to newer vehicles at first, but many owners are hoping Tesla can roll it out across the lineup. If it does arrive, it would mark a significant shift in Tesla's long-standing software philosophy, and could make its vehicles more appealing to a broader audience. Moving on to pricing, there is some good news for potential Model 3 buyers. Lease prices for the Model 3 have recently decreased, making the vehicle more accessible. To rear-wheel drive. Model 3 now starts at $399 per month on lease, which is particularly attractive for a vehicle in this segment. The rear-wheel drive premium version has dropped from $499 to $449 per month, while the premium all-wheel drive variant has decreased from $599 to $549 per month. Overall, these reductions make the Model 3 an even more competitive option for those considering an electric sedan. Unfortunately, the story is quite different for Tesla's most popular vehicle. The Model Y lease prices for several Model Y configurations have increased. The premium rear-wheel drive Model Y has gone up from $549 to $569 per month, while the premium all-wheel drive version has increased from $649 to $669 per month. The performance model now sits at $799 per month. These price increases are disappointing for many buyers, especially given the Model Y's popularity. Interestingly, these increases suggest that demand for certain Model Y trims may still be strong. There is a common narrative that Tesla's sales are slowing or stagnating, but raising prices even slightly indicates that Tesla is likely still seeing healthy demand for these configurations. While it's not great news for consumers, it does provide insight into Tesla's current market position. Next, there is major news out of Canada that could have a significant impact on EV adoption. The Canadian federal government is reintroducing an EV rebate program and revising its sales mandate approach. Prime Minister Mark Carney announced that the previous federal EV sales mandate has been repealed and replaced with stricter emissions standards that will apply from 2027. Through 2032, the federal zero-emission vehicle rebate program is set to return on February 16th, with $2.3 billion in funding allocated over 5 years. Under this program, buyers can receive rebates of up to $5,000 for electric vehicles and $2,500 for plug-in hybrids. However, these amounts will gradually decrease each year through 2030. Eligibility rules have also changed. Vehicles must now be priced below $50,000, down from the previous $55,000 threshold. Additionally, eligible vehicles must be manufactured in countries that have a free trade agreement with Canada, which effectively excludes Chinese-made vehicles. Canadian-made zero-emission vehicles are exempt from the $50,000 price cap, as the government aims to encourage domestic production and sales. For Tesla, this means that certain configurations of the rear-wheel drive Model Y could potentially qualify for the rebate if they are sourced from Germany. The Model 3, however, is currently excluded due to its higher pricing, alongside the rebate program. The Canadian government also announced a new $1.5 billion initiative to expand public charging infrastructure nationwide. Despite the removal of specific sales quotas, government estimates still suggest that EVs could account for up to 75% of new vehicle sales by 2035. Overall, this is positive news for Canadian EV buyers, as incentives and infrastructure improvements are both on the way. Shifting back to Tesla-specific developments, the company has recently filed new trademark applications related to the next-generation Roadster. This has sparked renewed excitement among fans who have been waiting years for updates on this vehicle. One of the applications includes a stylized Roadster watermark, while another appears to show a design outline that could hint at the car's final appearance. When comparing this trademark design to past trademarks, such as those filed for the Cybertruck, there are some interesting parallels. In the case of the Cybertruck, the trademark design ended up being fairly representative of the final vehicle. If the same pattern holds true, the Roadster trademark could give us a rough idea of what to expect when the car is finally unveiled. The Roadster has been delayed for an exceptionally long time, with its release now expected to come more than a decade after it was first revealed. Given that timeline, it's reasonable to assume the final product will be significantly different from the original concept, likely incorporating new technologies and design elements that weren't even imaginable at the time of its debut. At the same time, Tesla has also applied to trademark terms like Cybercar and Cybervehicle. In certain regions, Tesla is unable to use words like cab or taxi, which may explain the broader range of naming options. This means the vehicle commonly referred to as the cybercab could end up being branded as a cybercar, cyber, vehicle, or something similar. This ties directly into ongoing developments around Tesla's dedicated Robotaxi. Recently, multiple sightings of these vehicles have been reported in Austin, Texas. Some of these prototypes have even been seen with pedals and steering components borrowed from the Cybertruck, giving us the clearest look yet at what the interior of the Cybercab prototype might look like. As expected, the interior appears very prototype-like, with many elements seemingly temporary or hastily installed. This is Ty. Building on everything discussed so far, it's worth taking a deeper look at what these updates collectively say about Tesla's broader strategy, how they fit into the rapidly evolving tech and EV landscape. Tesla is no longer just competing with traditional automakers, it's also positioning itself alongside major technology companies. And that dual identity is becoming clearer with every software update, pricing adjustment, and trademark filing. One of the most telling aspects of the new voice assistant rolling out in China is how much emphasis Tesla is placing on natural interaction between humans and vehicles. For years, Tesla's voice commands have existed, but they were often limited, sometimes unreliable, and rarely felt truly conversational. By introducing a wake word and multi-turn conversation capability, Tesla is signaling that it wants drivers to interact with their cars the same way they interact with their phones or smart home devices. This is a subtle but important shift. Cars are no longer just machines you operate. They're becoming intelligent companions that respond intuitively to spoken language. China being the first market to receive this update is not surprising. Beyond sheer market size, China is also a place where consumers are generally more open to AI-driven features and rapid software experimentation. Tesla can gather vast amounts of real-world usage data there, refine the system, and iron out issues. Before deploying it globally, this approach reduces risk and allows Tesla to iterate faster. When or if this feature arrives in North America and Europe, it will likely be more polished and tightly integrated with existing systems like navigation, media, and even future autonomous driving features. The mention of a local large language model is also significant. Rather than relying entirely on cloud-based processing, Tesla appears to be pushing more intelligence directly into the vehicle. This has multiple advantages: faster response times, improved reliability in areas with poor connectivity, and better privacy since fewer voice commands need to be sent to external servers. As vehicle hardware becomes more powerful, this kind of on-device AI could become a defining feature of premium EVs. And Tesla clearly wants to be at the forefront of that shift. This naturally connects to the ongoing discussion around Apple CarPlay. Tesla's resistance to CarPlay has always been about control. By owning the entire software stack, Tesla can ensure tight integration between hardware, software, and services. However, consumer expectations are changing. Many drivers now see smartphone integration as a basic feature, not a luxury. The rumored projected CarPlay approach suggests Tesla is trying to strike a balance, giving users access to familiar Apple apps without surrendering full control of the interface. If Tesla does roll out CarPlay in this limited app-style form, it could represent a compromise that satisfies both sides. Drivers get access to Apple Maps, messaging, and media apps they already use daily, while Tesla maintains its distinctive UI and data ecosystem. This could also reduce friction for first-time Tesla buyers who are coming from other brands and are hesitant to give up CarPlay entirely. Over time, Tesla may even use this integration as a bridge, gradually encouraging users to rely more on Tesla's native apps once they're comfortable with the system. The pricing changes for the Model 3 and Model Y also deserve deeper analysis. The Model 3 lease reduction suggests Tesla is actively working to keep this vehicle competitive in a segment that is becoming increasingly crowded. With more electric sedans entering the market from both legacy automakers and new EV startups, price sensitivity is higher than ever. By lowering lease costs, Tesla can attract budget-conscious buyers who might otherwise look elsewhere, especially in regions where incentives have been reduced or eliminated. In contrast, the Model Y price increases hint at a different dynamic. The Model Y remains one of the best-selling vehicles in many markets, electric or otherwise. Raising lease prices, even modestly, suggests Tesla believes demand is strong enough to absorb the increase. This could be due to limited competition in the compact electric SUV space, brand loyalty, or simply the Model Y's reputation for practicality and performance. From a business perspective, it makes sense for Tesla to extract more value from its most popular product while using aggressive pricing on the Model 3 to defend market share. These pricing moves also reflect Tesla's flexibility. Unlike traditional automakers that often lock in pricing for long periods, Tesla can adjust prices quickly based on demand, supply, and broader economic conditions. This agility is both a strength and a frustration for consumers, as prices can change unexpectedly. However, it allows Tesla to respond to market signals in near real time, which is a rare capability in the automotive industry. The Canadian EV policy changes add another layer of complexity to the picture. Government incentives have played a major role in accelerating EV adoption, and any changes to those programs can significantly impact buying decisions. The reintroduction of the federal rebate program is a clear positive, especially for buyers who were waiting on the sidelines. However, the stricter eligibility requirements and lower price cap mean that not all vehicles will benefit equally. For Tesla, the situation in Canada highlights the importance of manufacturing location and pricing strategy. Vehicles sourced from countries with free trade agreements have a clear advantage, and domestic production receives special treatment. This could influence Tesla's future manufacturing and distribution decisions, especially if similar policies are adopted in other countries. The investment in charging infrastructure is equally important. Range anxiety and charging availability remain key concerns for potential EV buyers, even without strict sales mandates. The projection that EVs could reach 75% of new vehicle sales by 2035 suggests that the transition to electric mobility is well underway. Tesla's challenge will be maintaining its leadership position as more competitors enter the market, and as government support gradually tapers off, incentives can help kickstart adoption, but long-term success will depend on product quality, pricing, and ecosystem strength. The Roadster trademarks bring a sense of nostalgia and anticipation into the mix. The Roadster has become almost mythical among Tesla fans, symbolizing both the company's early ambitions and its tendency to overpromise on timelines. The fact that new trademarks are being filed suggests that Tesla hasn't forgotten about this vehicle, even if it has been repeatedly delayed. Trademarks are not definitive proof of an imminent launch, but they do indicate active planning and investment. Comparisons to the Cybertruck are particularly interesting. When the Cybertruck was first unveiled, its design shocked the automotive world, and many doubted Tesla could actually bring it to production in anything close to its original form. While the final product did change, the core design language remained intact. If the Roadster follows a similar path, it could emerge as a radically different but still unmistakably Tesla vehicle, pushing the boundaries of performance and design. The additional trademarks for terms like Cybercar and Cyber Vehicle further illustrate Tesla's forward-looking approach to branding. Names matter, especially for vehicles that aim to redefine categories. By securing multiple naming options, Tesla gives itself flexibility to adapt to legal constraints and market preferences. It also reinforces the idea that Tesla is building an entire cyber lineup, unified by a distinct aesthetic and technological philosophy. The sightings of Robotaxi prototypes in Austin are perhaps the most intriguing development of all. Autonomous driving has long been one of Tesla's most ambitious goals, and the Robotaxi concept sits at the center of that vision. Seeing physical prototypes on public roads, even in a rough, experimental form, suggests that Tesla is moving beyond theory and into practical testing. The presence of pedals and steering components indicates that these vehicles are still in a transitional phase, with human oversight likely required during testing. The prototype-like interior, with its improvised appearance, is a reminder that early testing vehicles are rarely polished. What matters more is the underlying technology being validated: sensors, software, and real-world behavior. each mile. Driven by these prototypes, generates data that can be used to improve autonomy systems, safety features, and overall vehicle design. Austin, with its mix of urban and suburban environments, provides a challenging but valuable testing ground. All of these developments together paint a picture of Tesla as a company constantly in motion, adjusting and evolving across multiple dimensions at once. Software updates push the boundaries of what a car can do. Pricing strategies respond to market realities. Government policies shape incentives and adoption rates. Trademarks hint at future products that could once again disrupt the industry. And behind it all, autonomous driving remains a long-term goal that continues to drive innovation. For consumers, this creates a mix of excitement and uncertainty. On one hand, Tesla vehicles are becoming more capable, more intelligent, and more integrated into daily life. On the other hand, pricing fluctuations, feature rollouts limited by region, and delayed product launches can be frustrating. Yet this tension is part of what defines Tesla. The company moves fast. Sometimes faster than its customers can comfortably follow, but that speed is also what keeps it at the center of the EV conversation. Looking ahead, the next few years will